Benoit versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H was one of the best triple threat matches of all time, and tonight we get a rematch. Woohoo! Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago, episode 72, Backlash 2004. But first, before we talk about Backlash, last month, during my WrestleMania 20 review, I mentioned that I went to the WrestleMania Revenge Tour in Newcastle, and I said it was rubbish, and I had a fair amount of comments saying, hey Mark, why was it rubbish? I went to that tour and it was really good. So, and this is the reason why this vid's a little bit late, because I planned on doing this vid a couple of days ago, is I've dug out one of my old diaries. I used to keep a diary for years and years and years, until about 2005 I kept a diary. And, of course, because this was in 2004, I have notes from my experiences of my WWE live shows. I don't know why I've never thought of doing this one before, to be honest, but WrestleMania Revenge Tour, 18th of the 3rd, 2004, live from the Telewest Arena in Newcastle, England. These, folks, are my exact notes, unchanged, unaltered. I have literally typed out what it says on the page. So, in the opening contest, Billy Kidman defeating Rhino in a rubbish match after a roll-up. Hardcore Holly and Billy Gunn defeating the world's greatest tag team in a crap match after a hot Alabama slam. Chuck Palumbo defeating Orlando Jordan in another rubbish match. Nidia defeating Jamie Erdl in an awful blindfold match after a roll-up. Chavo Guerrero defeating Nunzio and Rey Mysterio in a good elimination match to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. John Cena defeating Bradshaw in a good match to retain the United States Championship. Scotty 2 Hotty and Rikishi defeating the Basham brothers in a poor match to retain the tag team titles. Oh yes. Torrie Wilson defeating Dul Marie in one of the worst matches I've ever seen. And in the main event, Eddie Guerrero defeating the Big Show in a good match to retain the WWE Championship. Also got three little notes that I put underneath it. Overall rating is 1 out of 5. A 400-mile round trip and £35 per ticket, and I just couldn't get into any of the matches. You know, it's bad, one of the best things about the trip is the drive there, because we hired a Renault Laguna for the day, and it was amazing. Second best part of the show was at the end, when Eddie had retained his title. John Cena came out, and the two of them had a rap-off, which was very amusing. The absolute best part of the day was taking my undisputed title belt. I was wearing my WWE fleece at the time, and for some reason, a lot of the parents thought that meant that I worked for WWE. I had the championship belt, I've got a WWE official looking shirt on, therefore I must work for the WWE. So loads of parents came up to me and, can I have my photo taken? Can my kid have his photo taken with your championship belt? It's like, well, fucking course you can, that'd be great. So that was good. I went to 2 more live shows after this one. I went to the Tour of Defiance show in May, I think it was, and I went to the Raw in October, I think it was. And that was that. It took me another 7 years to discover British wrestling. Anyway, should we talk about the pay-per-view? It's April the 18th. I just thought I'd throw that out there because a lot of people said, Mark, I really went to that. I went to that tour. It was really good. What was so rubbish about it? It's like, because it was awful. There was 3 good matches. The rest was fucking shy. Anyway, it's April the 18th, 2004, and we're live at the Rexall Place in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. As far as I know, the only pay-per-view that ever happened in this arena. There are 13,000 rabid Canadians who are here for one man and one round only. That's right, returning hero Christian. Wait, that can't be right. No, Chris Benoit, sorry. On Sunday Night Heat, Ric Flair cuts a hilariously bonkers promo about his opponent tonight, which of course is Shelton Benjamin, and Val Venus reminded us that he still has a job by beating Matt Hardy with the money shot. Now then, before we talk about this one, of course, we have to talk about the night after Mania, as Vince McMahon came out and announced that there will be a draft lottery to shake up the company. This made sense as the brand extension had been 2 years earlier, and this would freshen up the product, create new rivalries, create new feuds, and also fitted in nicely with the whole where it all begins thing. And so a week later, on Raw, we got ourselves a draft. And, well, seeing as you enjoyed it so much last time, How about, ladies and gentlemen, a review within a review? Hit that damn music! So, WWE Monday Night Raw from March the 22nd, 2004. We are live in the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. We start off with Paul Heyman, complete with a neck brace after getting beaten up by The Undertaker last week. And of course, Eazy-E and Vince McMahon. Vince explains the rules for tonight. Eric gets to choose superstars from SmackDown. Paul gets to choose superstars from Raw. And there's no exceptions. Announcers, referees, injured wrestlers, all that. So after the intros, Paul Heyman gets to pick first. And not before he says he will deal with The Undertaker in his own way on SmackDown. Heyman is mega hated here, let's point that out. His pick, well, let's just put it this way. Heyman says, one of the premier groups on Raw has just been broken up. And of course you're led to believe that he means Evolution, because they are the only premier group on Raw. But no, he means Rene fucking Dupree. Obviously. Because who else could he have possibly meant? Rene comes out, demands a match because he'd been stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin the week before. And of course, Jericho answers, he loses the match, and then Rene gets stunned by Stone Cold again, just to make sure that now, get to SmackDown, no one gives a fuck about it. Bischoff picks Shelton Benjamin, which JR is very happy about. Then Kane comes out, beats Rico in 30 seconds. Well done, Rico. He threatens both gems, saying he won't be on the same show as The Undertaker. Yay. Heyman picks Heyman's second pick is breaking up another tag team. Oh, god damn. His pick, Mark Jindrak. Way! Even the announcers don't care about that one. Bischoff's second pick is Nydia. Wow. This is history changing, history making, isn't it? She's happy because it means that she can go for a women's title. What did he do? Heyman's third pick is interrupted by Cena, who cuts a rap about how he should be on Raw. He picks for Paul. Paul doesn't want it. Bischoff forced him to have it. And holy shit, it's Triple H! Complete with water spit and everything. And the roster singing, hey, hey, goodbye at him, and laughing. Our third match of the evening is Christian beating Spike Dudley. The week before, the newly healed Christian attacks Spike. And what do you mean you don't remember that shit? Unprettier gets the win. Eric's meant to pick next, but he doesn't. He runs to Vince. Vince having none of it, because we can't do Raw without Triple H, and Vince like, no, fine. Paul appears and suggests Eddie versus Triple H tonight. Vince likes it. Eric says whoever he picks next faces Benoit for the title tonight. And his next pick is Rhino. Yay. So Rhino gets to face Benoit. Yay. Ric Flair and Batista defeating RVD and Booker T in a long-ass match to regain the WWE Tag Titles. So RVD and Booker's reign consisted of winning the belts, defending them at WrestleMania, and then losing them again. Hey, good shit. Good shit. Match lasts 13 minutes. RVD hits Booker by mistake, and that allows Batista to hit the bomb for the win. In an event that I'm sure is pure coincidence, Heyman's next pick is RVD. In the back, Booker T and RVD talk about their rematch clause until Coach comes in because RVD hasn't heard that he's been picked or something and informs that RVD, you're off to SmackDown. So there's no rematch, however. Benoit defeating Rhino in an okay match with a crossface, and then Shawn Michaels wants to be drafted to SmackDown to continue his never-ending feud with Triple H. Eric won't do that now. I'm not drafting you to SmackDown. How's this sound though? As a compromise, how about it's you versus Benoit for the title at Backlash? And the place goes mental, as do I. It's one of those, hey, we win sort of things, you know? Bischoff picks Tajiri, which is nice. But that's nothing compared to Paul's pick. Oh, no. Paul picks Teddy Long. This is incredible. Bischoff's fifth pick is Edge. Okay with that one, I suppose. You know? Heyman picks Spike Dudley as his sixth choice. I don't know if I can take this excitement anymore. Eric's last choice, of course, is Paul Heyman. Bischoff says he has a load of menial jobs that Heyman will be perfect for, but Heyman won't work for Bischoff and quits. Bischoff heads to the ring for a good gloating session, but here's Edge. He spears Eric too well to not a very big reaction, if I'm honest. In the main event, Eddie and Hunter went to a no contest after 13 minutes of pretty decent action when loads of people interfered, including Evolution, Cena, Mysterio, RVD, Christian, and Shawn Michaels. That leads to a massive Raw versus SmackDown brawl to end the show. Triple H and Edge are the only trades that really mean anything here. And of course, we all know that Triple H was drafted back by a new SmackDown general manager, Kurt Angle, 3 days later in exchange for Booker T and the Dudley Boys. So, yeah, that in all intents and purposes was pointless, wasn't it? It's not like next year's draft that really did shake it up a bit. This was just nothing. It was nothing at all. Should we talk about the pay-per-view, since we've waffled on for ages already? So in the opening contest, Shelton Benjamin defeating Ric Flair in a surprisingly decent match. Fresh off his draft to Raw, Benjamin beat Triple H 2 weeks on the spin. Now, it must be said that neither of these wins was a clean win. The first one after a distraction by Benoit. The second one was a win by a countout, but a win's a win, and a win is a win, and Nature's very annoyed about this, and wants to put this young whippersnapper in his place, or something like that. The crowd hot with this one. Match is alright with Flair working the knee of Shelton. He puts the figure 4 on the wrong leg, and things like that bug me when I know they shouldn't bug me, but you know, there we go. Nate gets a chair, ref gets it, allowing Shelton to hit a nice enziguri. He sells the leg on landing, which pleases me. Ric Flair gets some brass knucks, but before he can use them, Shelton hits a Stinger Splash and a crap-looking clothesline off the top rope to get the win at 9 minutes and 29 seconds. An alright match, nothing special. The crowd were really into it, and you can hope and you can guess that now we're in line for a mega push for Shelton Benjamin, which is never a bad thing. In the back, though, Randy Orton isn't impressed about Shelton because he's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in 7 years. He's not scared about Foley. He's going to show Foley a side of him that he will never forget. Tonight, he will put Foley out of his misery once and for all. Oh, yes. Next, Jonathan Coachman defeating Tajiri in a decent match. I don't know, you're thinking to yourself, what coach in a decent match? Honestly, this match was better than it had any right to be. I promise you that much. I completely forgotten about this match. That's why we put commas and things, Mark. I had completely forgotten about this match. So, according to the build-up package, Tajiri had spat green mist in Coach's eyes backstage 3 weeks previously. A week later, Coach cost the Buzzsaw a match on Raw against Christian. So, why not have a match, you know? Tajiri goes for a kick to the outside and misses, hitting the ring post. And Coach, right, to his credit, goes to work on the leg with a shin breaker and a leg lock, complete with heelish holding of the ropes. Why not? And it works, and it looks good. Tajiri gets come back complete with a cell in the leg, which is all good. He hits a nice kick, while Coach is in a tree of woe, a handspring elbow, and the tarantula. But as he loads up for the big match-winning kick, Garrison Cade comes out, whacks the buzzsaw, so Coach can get the 3. Match is miles better than I was expecting. It's so, I mean, you're expecting a dud, surely, aren't you? This was at least a 2-star, happily. Third match tonight is Chris Jericho defeating Christian and Trish Stratus in a decent handicap match. 3 Canadians in this one, so they know the crowd absolutely love it, don't you? Excuse me, I'm full of a cold. Oh, and hurrah for evil Trish. I'll probably say that every time until she turns face again. So Trish turns on Jericho at Mania during their match with Christian. During his match with Christian, sorry. Here, Christian wants his revenge, while Trish wants to humiliate Jericho some more. So she wants Christian to batter Chris Jericho, and then she will get the pin, match-winning pin. That's the nice view, simple as. Jerry Ross really lays into King at the start because King is just fixated on Trish's breasts. And yeah, to the point where, have you never seen a pair of boobs before? Who's Prophet Jericho, obviously. Gotta love the huge slut chant that breaks out at the very start of this one. Really loud and venomous slut chant aimed right at Trish. Why the fuck not? Ah, dear me. Trish's sulking face when she gets knocked off the apron by Jericho is so very wonderful. Christian controls, then tags in Trish, uses slaps and chick kick before quickly bailing. Christian puts on a chin lock. Jericho is able to counter and goes for the walls. Christian counters, pushing Jericho into the turnbuckle, but he falls face first into Christian's testicles. Why not? Flashback gets 2, as does a Northern Light suplex. In the corner, Trish slaps Jericho on Christian to get a really nice inverted DDT. Jericho tries for the walls, but Trish stops into Chris and actually puts on the Spanx of discomfort, because you just would, wouldn't you? Unpretty by Christian, Trish covers and only gets 2. She hits a nasty clothesline from Jericho, and the crowd are so into this match, it's not even funny. Bulldog and the Lion Salt misses, allowing Christian to put on the cloverleaf. Christian counters into the walls, but lets it go to naturally put it on Trish. Christian goes to impressive, but he's pushed into Trish. Chris hits a massive enziguri for the win at 11 minutes and 13 seconds. Good match, red hot crowd. Not quite as good as their Mania match, which of course I don't think it was ever going to be, but I enjoyed it, and Chris Jericho got a bit of revenge, which is of course is all good. I'm so sorry, I'm full of a cold. That's why I'm trying to get through this vid as fast as I can, by doing 2 reviews before the Backlash one. Fuck's sake, Mark, what is wrong with you? In the back, we see some guy reading a Divas magazine. Wait, no, it's not just some guy. This, my friends, is the pay-per-view debut of Eugene. Oh, you know it. Eric Bischoff's mentally challenged nephew, portrayed by longtime OVW man Nick Dinsmore. Dinsmore, a 10-time OVW champion, was one hell of a wrestler who had been looked over time and time again when the guys around him were called up, be it Cena, Benjamin, Lesnar, Rico, any of them. They were all called up before Dinsmore. So when look, we've got this gimmick, do you want to do it sort of thing came up, Dinsmore was like, I will do it and I will make it amazing, and he did. Eugene is paired up with William Regal, who teaches him to wrestle in the end eventually. These two had instant chemistry. Anyway, here, Eugene is too busy reading his WWE Divas magazine. Doesn't make any difference, same difference. Is reading his Divas magazine and walks straight into the locker room where he bumps into Gail Kim. There's a legit hilarity in shows when they scream at each other. Then Molly comes out. Eugene touches her head because, of course, her hair still hasn't grown back properly. So Molly, it's only been a month, come on. Molly grabs a blonde wig and they're all 3 of them are sat screaming at each other, and it's very funny. Regal gets Eugene to leave the locker room, and I thought this was good. Then, in a weird bit, and this is one of those benefits of hindsight, isn't it? We're told that it's Chris Benoit Day in Edmonton. We see footage from his friends and his family, and they're talking about what a great guy he is, and where he learned to wrestle, and how wrestling has consumed him, and all this shit. And you're sat there going, this is weird, especially the bit where the friend, Benoit's best mate, says that Chris is someone you can look up to. And it's like, oh, and then of course you see Nancy and Daniel in the crowd and just go, oh, that's uncomfortable, man. Victoria defeated Lita in an awful match to retain the Women's Championship. Match is a sloppy mess. It's all on Lita. Everything she does looks shit. Inside Cradle gets the win for Victoria. Molly and Gail attack after the bell. To silence. Yay! Match number 5 is Randy Orton defeating Cactus Jack in a fantastic hardcore match to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Now, surely everyone watching this vid, from the moment they clicked on the start of this vid, they're like, yep, Backlash 2004. The one thing I remember more than anything else is Orton versus Foley, or Orton versus Jack, however way you want to look at it. Foley's promo on the build-up to this was fucking brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Has Barbie with him, and he says he's going to do, he talks about how, about being retired, and, and basically, he talks about how he has to go to a dark place, and how he's going to come back, he's going to hurt Randy Orton, and he's going to absolutely love it. So, Mick has Barbie with him and stalks Orton with it until Orton hits a drop toe hold. They fight over the bat, but Orton hits a couple of wicked trash can shots to the head. He tries a third one, but Mankind gets a boot up. He hits a knee lift and leg drop, he gets a knee lift and a leg drop for 2. Then a baseball slide, which knocks Orton to the outside. Mick follows up with a swinging neck breaker. He goes up top, but Orton bails up the ramp where he gets a back suplex for 2, as does a backslide. Orton rams Foley into the steps and gets Barbie, but Foley goes low to block the shot. Dude gets Socko out, Dude gets Socko out, but then he spots the baseball bat and asks the fans, which would you rather me use on Orton? Would you rather use Socko or this barbed wire baseball bat? And the fans quite rightly choose the baseball bat. I would have been really disappointed if they'd chosen the sock. Bobby wins and is smashed into Orton's face, drawing blood. Doolove drops an elbow with a bat, then follows with a knee in the corner. He opens the cut with Barbie, then pulls Orton's t-shirt off and puts the bat onto the testicles of Orton and leg drops them. Because why not? That looked amazing. Cactus gets some gasoline and pours it onto Barbie, but as he goes to light it, out comes Bischoff to stop him. He says that if you do this, not only will you lose the match, but the fire marshal will shut down the show so the fans won't get to see the rest of Backlash. So naturally, Jack drops the bat and gets a massive baking tray. Uses that and then gets out a truly gargantuan barbed wire board from out from under the ring. It gets a holy shit chant before anything happens, because why not? Mankind punches, but Randy throws power in the face, then power slams dude onto the wire for 2. Orton puts the wire board in the corner and then tries to whip each other into it. Love loses that one and is whipped face first into the board. Orton gets out a truly huge bag of tacks. He pours them onto the mat, and then in one of those, this is a classic moment. He goes for the RKO. Oh, fucking Christ. It's just one of those things. Foley counters, basically, and shoves, because remember, Orton's up in the air to go for the RKO. Foley counters, shoves Orton in midair. Orton just goes straight back onto the tacks, and it's, oh, fuck, that must have hurt so much. The visual is one of those things you will never, ever forget, because fucking Orton is covered in tacks. Absolutely incredible. Orton bails backstage, but Mick brings him back out and then throws him off the stage through a table with all those tacks in his back. Nasty, nasty stuff. And then Cactus, nutter that he is, attacks 2 referees and hits an elbow onto Orton for a very, very close near fall. Back to the ring where Mankind gets 2 off a double arm DDT, but he hits a shot from Barbie which draws blood. Orton unloads with loads of Barbie shots, but he takes a second too long with one and allows Dude to get on the mandible claw. Orton escapes and hits the RKO, but only gets 2. A second one on Barbie, oh yeah, gets the win. Just all kinds of superb. Orton took so much of an ass whooping and then beat Mankind at his, beat Foley, beat Cactus Jack at his own match. That, folks, turned him from legend killer to legend, from little boy into superstar, from one guy who's coasting on his name, who you can say has got everything so far because of his second name, into someone who's prepared to put in the work to make a decent match. And of course, Foley deserves 1,000,000,000% credit for this one, because he made Orton look like an absolute star. In the back, Triple H, using my point, because I've got it written down here first, Hunter, Triple H tells Orton that tonight he went from legend killer to legend. That's what I've got written on my notes. I said that a couple of minutes ago, no Ed. And then tells masturbating Mark Lloyd that a victory over Shawn Michaels will be sweet, but beating Benoit on Benoit Day is where the money is at. So don't bet against him, as he will walk out of here as the World Heavyweight Champion. In the death spot of all death spots, surely, the Hurricane and Rosey defeating Rob Conway and Sylvain Grenier in a rubbish match. I may have mentioned this before, but just in case I haven't, Rosey is a superhero in training. Yeah, that makes shit, doesn't it? Oh yes. Nice and subtle there by the WWE. Crowd pop when Eugene wanders out. 5 minutes into the match. Hurricane saves it from dud territory because it was heading there with a really nice crossbody to the outside as Eugene runs the ropes. Regal comes out to get rid of Eugene, and an Eye of the Hurricane gets the win. Yay! Edge defeating Kane in a nothing match. Weird, this one. Edge's been out of action for over a year. He had spinal fusion surgery on his neck. As already noticed, he returned on the draft episode of Raw, spearing Eazy-E. Then 2 weeks ago, he confronted Kane, attacking him with his cast on a broken hand. He'd broken his hand during training. Johnny Nitro appeared on Raw and told Edge, look, if you hit Kane with your cast, you'll be disqualified, but also you'll be suspended, so why not? Edge's pop as well, it's okay, it's not as big as you expect for a returning Canadian superstar, is it? And he comes out looking exactly the same as when he left, which is not great. The crowd just don't care about Edge because Earl Hebner is the referee here. So a humongous "You Screwed Brett" chant goes up as soon as the bell goes. Match isn't very good either. I mean, Kane works the hands, so that's something. But the crowd is utterly indifferent to this one, as are the commentators. Referee is knocked to the outside, so Edge goes low, uses cast, and then hits the spear just in time for the referee to recover and get the win to silence. Yay, well done, Edge. It's going to take a long time for us to get the Edge that we want to see, isn't it? We get a promo for Judgment Day, showing that your main event will be Eddie Guerrero defending the WWE Championship against JBL. Who the fuck is JBL? We'll talk about that in May. Oh, yes. And then in the main event, Chris Benoit defeating Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a fantastic triple threat match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. So we talked about earlier this month, was supposed to be Benoit versus Michaels. After that was announced at the draft, as I said earlier on. There's much rejoicing by us fans, but wait, we can't have that because Triple H is drafted back to Raw. So Bischoff makes it a three-way because WCW. Oh wait, that one doesn't work, does it? Because he can. Obvious statement here, obvious, but Benoit is straight up ridiculously over here. Just stupid, ridiculously over. Hometown boy and all that. So, let's go through this one because it's amazing. Benoit and Michaels dual team Hunter with the back body drop, but then engage in a chop battle. Hunter wants the pedigree, but is countered. Germans for Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Hunter goes up top. Don't know what he was going to do. No idea. But as he comes down, he's caught into a crossface that Shawn quickly breaks up. Hunter and Benoit go up where the game headbutts Chris off the top. Shawn electric chair drops Hunter, but it's a facebuster and a diving headbutt from Benoit for 2 when Hunter breaks up. Crowd are mega hot for here. Benoit, just, I'm going to keep saying that, I know, but you can probably imagine. But the point is that they thought that was the finish. The headbutt got the win. That's what they thought. Referee gets bumped and knocked outside. Pedigree is countered into a sharpshooter on the second attempt, but Shawn Michaels comes in to try and break it. So Chris, quick as a flash, turns the breakup attempt into a fucking crossface, and that looked fantastic. But there's no referee, you see? Sharpshooter by Shawn gets big boos, and holy shit, here's Earl Hebner. So the place is just going utter nuts. Huge "You Screw Brett" chant for Earl. Crossface for Shawn again, broken by the game, and it's a nice GT, and then "You Tapped Out" chant breaks out from the crowd. German by Benoit is countered by Shawn into a clothesline, and we get another "You Screw Brett" chant, because why not? Well, a fan, right, this is brilliant, there's a fan in the front row, holds up a sign that says, "I forgive you, Shawn." That's superb. Shawn goes to dive onto Hunter and Benoit on the outside, but they move and he crashes through the Spanish announce table. Hunter milks an asshole chant, then puts on a camel clutch slugfest as King really lays in that Benoit is a one-hit wonder, that he's a loser, that he's a choke artist, all that jazz, Snake Eyes by Benoit, Facebuster by Hunter, Germans by Benoit. He goes up top, but the headbutt misses, and Hunter scores with a pedigree, and the cover is broken up by the broken carcass of Shawn Michaels with 2. Shawn hits a flying forearm, kips up, helps an elbow on Hunter. Tunes up the bands, big boos, hits the sweet chin music on Benoit. Pedigree is counted out of the ring, where the game finds his phallic sledgehammer of death and uses it to the back of Shawn Michaels, just like he did at SummerSlam 2002. That's a really nice little touch, that. Hunter sets up the steps on the outside. He wants to pedigree on them, but Benoit counters and slingshots Hunter into the ring post and into the crowd. Sharpshooter on Shawn Michaels. He gets the ropes the first time, but he's pulled back into the middle of the ring, and a sharpshooter by Chris Benoit on Shawn Michaels gets the win to a monstrous pop, as you can probably imagine, at 30 minutes and 9 seconds. I had forgotten how good this match is. Is it as good? Excuse me. Is it as good as their WrestleMania match? I'll probably say no. And the reason that is it's a genuinely brilliant match. But the WrestleMania match had the emotional aspect of Benoit winning the championship, didn't it? Whereas this one, he still won the match, but it was never, I don't know, this one for me was never in doubt. I understand I have the benefit of hindsight. I have 10 years of going, I know that Benoit won here. But yeah, in the match, I don't know, you never felt that Benoit was going to lose, is what I'll say. And that was that. Two superb matches. Decent undercard. I mean, there was only a couple of poor matches, so I'm happy to give this one 6.5 out of 10, maybe even 7. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of Backlash? Excuse me, I'm full of a cold. What did you think of the draft? Do you think the draft was pointless like I did? Do you think it was important? Do you think it was good? You let me know down below in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I have been Mark P. This has been 10 years ago. Once again, next, of course, is Judgment Day, where it's JBL versus Eddie Guerrero. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.